Welcome to the happiest place where we explore how to win at life and achieve your deepest dreams. I'm Brandi Hudson, a performance coach and happiness expert. Each week, we'll dive into practical strategies to help you live your best life by harnessing the power of high vibration emotions. Whether you're looking to improve your relationships, career, health, or overall well-being, this podcast is your guide to creating a life you truly love. Let's get started on your journey to becoming the happiest version of yourself.
Hey, B.
Hey, Ro. Welcome back.
More listener, reader, follower questions for the happiest place. I'm super duper excited about this. We're back on the relationship train. You ready to go?
I'm ready. Let's roll.
Okay, this is a young person. Dear happiest place, I'm nearing 30 and feeling a ton of pressure from my family to settle down, meaning get married, have kids, the whole thing. But I'm just not ready. Every holiday feels an interrogation. How can I set boundaries with love and stand in my truth?
Oh my gosh, I love boundaries questions because I'm the queen of boundaries.
Stop.
Queen of boundaries. And so I think, first of all, we have to know that all boundaries are from a place of love. That when we love people deeply, we help them understand how to best work with us, how to best love us, how to best be in community with us. And so if you're going to every holiday and people are going at you about getting married and being in a relationship, one, the first thing we want to do is we want to actually separate the event that has occurred, people pestering you about when you're going to get married, etc., from the feedback, you telling them that you'd prefer them not to do that. Because when we're sometimes in that space of them doing the thing and us responding, then we're already triggered. We're already upset. We're not in this neutral place. And so it's not the best time to give feedback. This is actually also true for your kids and for your spouse, et cetera, your boss. All the time, we want to do the very best to make space between when we give the feedback around things that are triggering or upsetting to us. If you're in a business meeting and you just want to say, hey, maybe you're a little long-winded, no problem. Okay, so let's make some space. After you make some space, you want to set up some time to preferably be in person, but it sounds maybe this person is going home to the family or whatever. You can't be in person, that's okay. Maybe be on FaceTime, but you want to set up some space to jump on with them and just share with them how it feels when you receive consistent feedback, nagging, pushing about being in a relationship. And we don't want to make it personal. We don't want to be, Rochelle, I hate it when you do this. I hate it when you do that. I hate it when you do this. You just want to say something to the effect of, and maybe you have no desire to be married or in a relationship. So first, just make it plain what you're trying to do. So if you're trying to be in a relationship, you can just say, hey, I'm dating, I'm out here. I have no idea when my divine timing will come to pass around a relationship. But I did want to share that it's not always helpful to be in receipt of feedback, reminding me that I'm not quite yet in a relationship. And I know you're well-intentioned, but I'd love it if we could find other topics to discuss.
I love that, but is that realistic in that high pressure situation? Hey, mom, dad, uncle, cousin, brother, sister, or people, right? I love that you said people, because it's not only families that can be intrusive or ask these questions, whether or not it comes from a place of care or love. But I think if I'm sitting around the dinner table, how do I get to that place where we're saying, hey, can I get back to you on that? Right? Because sometimes you don't have that time. Is it just a hard no? Is it, wait and see?
Well, it's not a hard no or wait and see. I'm going to have the conversation, just not at the dinner table in front of 20 people where there's already elevated tempers, right? Yeah. If I call you out in front of the entire family, the chances that this goes sideways is much higher. If I pull you aside and say, this is how I have felt or how I feel when I'm being pushed around, when I'm going to be in a relationship, and I would prefer we don't have these conversations, that usually is going to go much better, especially assuming that these people do love you and they do want the best, right? And I think you can also ask, what is your intention when you're reminding me that I'm not in a relationship? What you really think?
Really, like, is
Like, you
this
think
what
that's
we want to
helpful?
talk about? Yeah. Huh.
Yeah.
Does this work for other questions, right? Career questions. Where do you want to go in your career? And again, outside of the family, because I think people in general share so much and have become accustomed to people sharing absolutely everything, their goals, their dreams, or their foibles, or bad or good things, that the act of saying, this is personal to me, or the act of saying, not right now, not right here, can be radical. Does that help ground people?
Yeah. I mean, I think, right? I think when we don't create boundaries, people push and push and push and ask us for everything,
Yeah.
right? And when we can actually say, oh, that's a great question. Let me get back to you.
Yeah.
Right. I too have been really pondering my career trajectory. And I don't think I have it all fleshed out, but when I do, I'll definitely share it with you.
What if that pressure is coming from your partner?
I mean,
And you're in different places, right? So this is a question about feeling a ton of pressure to settle down and get married. And you're in a relationship that you might at the pace of, but your partner is feeling they don't have the answers, they don't understand where you are. Is the onus on the person to deliver that information proactively? Or is the partner a person that's going to be on the receiving end of the, hey, wait, I'll let you know?
see, I love that question because it almost assumes that you owe your partner something different than you owe other people. And at the end
Interesting.
of the day, we don't owe anyone anything.
Tell me
Like,
more.
our journey through this lifetime is our own, and we can choose to share our journey with other people. And also, I don't owe it to you to explain kind of where I am in my journey. I can make a choice to share that with you, to want to be on this journey together, but I don't have to explain myself to anyone. And the more that we know that and embody that, right? Because we were at a dinner last night, right? And the woman talked about people opening tabs, multiple tabs. The
Yeah.
more that our energy is dispersed, the less we're actually able to get to the end goal, right? So people don't realize it's actually not helpful for you to be constantly questioning me because it doesn't allow me to have the focus. And it's not helpful for me to allow you to constantly question me, to seek to understand, because I also can't focus through that. And so the people who are our real partners in this lifetime, our true partners, not someone I'm in a relationship, they'll understand that. They'll understand to be a partner to me. Yes, there may be times that you want to hold space and point out to me, but just that nagging, that tapping on the shoulder, that's actually not a helpful way for me to move forward. And if you
You,
want, go ahead, Ro.
yeah, you just said my real partner, not just someone I'm in a relationship with. What does
Yeah.
that mean?
I think my husband is my partner in this lifetime. He wants to see me so successful. He's riding for me. He's going to do whatever it takes for me to be successful. My best friend, we've been friends since we were 7. Those people are partner in my life. They are here in community with me and committed to my success. You can be dating someone and be like, that's my partner, but are
Is
they
it? Yeah.
really? Is
Yeah.
it? Are they? How do they demonstrate that? How do they show up for you? That's what a partner is, right? Like, I remember when I first met you, so I was renting a space for a meeting and the guy canceled my space at the last minute, and you sat there at the table. We were on vacation in Carmel, and you're, we can fix this. And you just went about helping me fix it. And that's why I was like, she's my girl for life, right? She could be, okay, but we're supposed to be at the pool drinking wine. And you were, no, okay, this fell apart. You're my friend, and I'm going to help you solve this problem. Those are your partners.
I do love fixing things over a good time. Poolside. I mean, it makes it easier. Do we really have problems if we're sitting poolside?
Do
Hmm.
we really have
Do
problems?
we?
But we also want to actually not have problems.
I don't have a problem having problems. Okay, let's keep going. So we're talking about boundaries. Let's talk about growth. I care deeply about my partner. Dear happiest place. I care deeply about my partner, but I'm starting to feel we're not growing in the same direction. Our conversations feel stale, and I worry that we're outgrowing each other. How do I know if this is a normal lull or a sign we're not compatible long term?
Yeah, I mean, I usually tell people only you can know and you already know, right?
Okay.
Like taking time to write a letter probably is informing you of where you actually are. And so I ask people to check in with themselves, right? I can't actually give you the answer, but what I can tell you is you already know if you're in a lull. And what is a lull? I've been married for 10 years and with someone for 13, and I don't think I've ever had a lull. I think a lull, but I had a lot when I was dating, right? So I think if you're feeling you're in this lull, what's causing it? These are questions you ask yourself, maybe not the other person. Why do I feel this way? What is it that I would want instead? Where did this come from? Am I mirroring something that I've seen growing up or in the past, right? You want to ask yourself a lot of questions about where this is coming from to see if there is this chance to move through it. But then you just want to ask yourself, if this isn't for me, am I comfortable letting it go? Am I comfortable walking away, right? And we should always feel that way. So to the same degree that I love my husband deeply, if there were ever a point where I was, oh, we're no longer committed to each other the same way, then I, because I love him so, would just be willing to let it go. And you can never be so attached to
Yeah.
anything that you're not willing to let it go.
It's interesting when people have the sort of self care conversation. Sometimes they skip over relationships and maintenance and maybe even wonder about deciding to walk away when the other person might feel fine or the other person might feel fulfilled or but the other person might not be feeling the way you're feeling as a selfish act. How do you communicate those standards that you have? How do you communicate that me being selfish is because in the long run we want to have that better experience? In the long run you want to be, or you love that person enough, or you love yourself enough to make the decision that is a hard thing regardless of how comfortable we feel in that truth. It's hard to walk away from someone you love that's not fitting
I don't know. I don't think that's universally true, but I know you believe it, which is why you asked the question that way. And
anymore.
so I think what I would say is the decisions that are best for you, truly best for you, are best for everyone. There is no decision that God gives us to make that is in service to us and in the detriment of someone else. And when you know that in your soul, you'll feel much better about your decisions, and your work will not be about worrying about the other person. The work will be making sure that your decisions are made from a clear place. And when you make those decisions from a clear place, you feel centered and aligned in that decision, then you can walk through life knowing that all my decisions are in the best and highest good of everyone. And you can meditate on this, you can pray for it, you can ask to be aligned to that knowing. But when we make a decision that is best for us, it by definition has to be best for everyone.
Is the situation changeable? I'm asking because there's another question that I want to get to. It says, "Dear happiest place, my boyfriend is wonderful, thoughtful, responsible, and consistent. But despite all that, there's a feeling of emotional distance I can't shake. We're together, but it doesn't always feel we're connected. How do I know if I should keep trying or start letting go?"
Yeah, I mean, I think, right, if you feel all of these things and this one little piece is emotional connection, right? I would ask yourself, what do I need for greater emotional connection? And then I would ask the other person if they feel as though they can offer that to you. I think it's fine to ask people to make these kind of moderate shifts, right? This versus an earlier question you asked where someone was, our core values are different, right? That's a big shift to be aligned around our core values. But just to simply say, oh, I want to be in this beautiful place of feeling more emotionally connected, and then to have some suggestions of what that looks right. I say come with solutions, not just problems. So, hey, I think I have to feel more emotionally connected. Are you feeling that way? Here's a couple things maybe that I think we could do that would be helpful for me. Are you game for those things? Right. And invite someone to your party.
Where do you think people are getting their ideas about what an emotional connection might look, feel, taste, where they can find it? I think, we are in this place, in this world where everyone is putting their version of their life on Front Street. And so people are either comparing themselves or looking at those as the ideal. How do you build your own sort of image of what you want to see? I think you mentioned earlier some folks get it from their parents, or what they need to understand what they learned and what their examples were. But a lot of these questions feel they're looking for something based on something they've seen or something else they've experienced. How do we form that image of what we want?
I mean, I think people really give the media a bad rap. And I do think that there are times where we see these things in the media, probably actually not about relationships, because most relationships in the media aren't that great, but about many other things. And we blame the media for how people perceive life. And I think that can be true. But the data does definitely say that we build a framework for what life should be and look we see and what we believe about the world, right? And so there could be an instance where your parents didn't have emotional connection, so you are hyper tuned in to, do I have it or do I not, right? So there are these things that create our frameworks, and most of them happen when we're young. They happen as we get older through traumatic situations. And yes, I think, people can want to have the glitz and glam that they see online or avoid the downtroddeness that they see in the news, right? That is all true. But I think what we want to do is to develop this healthy relationship with our own intuition, our own knowing, so that we aspire for what is best for us, right? And most humans are really disconnected from themselves, right? They're not really connected to their knowing and to their intuition, and realizing that they get to have exactly what they want. They get to create the life of their dreams, right? And we do that by, having a high level of self-love, knowing that we have a high level of self-worth, and always being in this place of self-acceptance. And when you have self-love, high level of self-worth, and self-acceptance, then the people that you draw to you, the people that you are in relationship and community with, are going to reflect that back to you. Life is really just a mirror. What you are experiencing is helping you to see something that is in you. And most times, especially for our listeners, those things are going to be big and beautiful and amazing. And every once in a while, that mirror is going to show you back something that you need to shift and change. But that's really all that's happening in the world. The world is very simple, but not always easy to navigate.
I love that. And I think being in the happiest place gets us that much closer.
And when we do that work, that's how we build a life that really does feel as good as it looks.
Right. Till next time, folks.
Bye for now. Thank you for tuning in to The Happiest Place. Remember, your dreams are meant for you, and you have the power to create the life you desire. Don't forget to send in your questions for future episodes. I'm here to help you on your path to happiness and success. Until next time, stay curious, take radical responsibility, and keep vibrating high.